Welcome back. The Herd is coming up next here on FS1. So let's head over to Colin. Colin, what you got on the show today?
Is it possible that the most overrated coach in the NFL is John Gruden? There are numbers that would bear that out. Coming up next.
Thanks, Colin. Kawhi Leonard made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live this week and showed more personality than he normally lets out during post-game interviews. So check out some of the highlights from this interview.
You brought 12 apples to the table, red apples. You sat there with a knife and fork and ate each apple and said, "It's apple time, apple time."
Who came up with that story right
That is
there?
not true?
You must have seen. No.
Do you have your hands with you right now? May we see them?
Yeah, let me find them. Here.
Okay. Like when you were a baby, did you have hands the size of a regular man at that time?
Well, I mean, as a baby, I wouldn't know, but like my mom told me when I came out, everybody looked at my hands and said they were so big, but I think I get them from my dad.
Yeah. Are there disadvantages to having huge hands like that?
Putting my hands in my own pockets, like sometimes it's just way too small.
Your new shoe, your New Balance shoe, the Kawhi Christmas.
Hey, I like what I see right there, the Snow Watson shoe. And I got the inspiration from a Snow Watson.
What is that?
It's a creature that, you know, pretty much hibernates through the summertime, and then their fur turns white during the winter. And, you know, that's where I pretty much got the concept from, because with basketball, you know, you really don't see me that much. And once the season comes, you know, the beast is released. And
Shannon, what did you learn about Kawhi from this interview?
Yeah, he can't put his hands in his pocket because he's wearing them skinny butt jeans. And nobody can put their hands in the pocket of them skinny jeans. Get some jeans that fit, and let's start with that. Skip, Jimmy Kimmel got as much personality out of Kawhi as he could possibly get, Skip. He doesn't have a big outgoing.
They also had Billy Crystal on, the Ultimate Clippers fan.
Yeah,
he got a lot out of Kawhi.
And Skip, that's just not, Skip, it's hard.
Yep.
Because normally we see guys like Kobe and LeBron and Jordan, Charles Barkley, guys just magnetic, just light up a room. And that's not him. But I guess Jimmy Kimmel got as much out of Kawhi as we could possibly expect.
So what amazed me about this interview was this is a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, two-time Finals MVP, for the longest time my favorite player, and I don't know anything about him. I learned a lot last night.
What you learned?
I learned that he's weird funny, like unintentionally funny. My hands are too big to even get in my pocket. That's funny. I was laughing out loud at it.
Jeans.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't put your hands in your pocket with jeans. First of all, who puts their hands in their pockets anyway? Everybody carrying messenger bags now.
Well,
nobody put nothing in no pockets.
It's a start, and then he's talking about his new Christmas shoes, and he's talking about this creature. I don't know if it's fiction or fact, called the snow wasset. And I'm going, what's that?
I never heard of that.
A snow wasset?
It hibernates. Well, consider that it's a snow. It hibernates in the summer. No jive.
Yeah, well, again, that's Kawhi Leonard. Weird funny. I'm laughing. I thought it was the funniest Kawhi interview I've ever seen, because this is the first Kawhi interview, except for he did How Hungry Are You, that YouTube special with Serge Ibaka.
Now let my guy. Let the king of L.A. Let him on the Kimmel and watch how he take the show over. He should do SNL. He should do the SNL log, and it will rival Chappelle, guaranteed.
You know, Kawhi would really work on SNL. He'd take it over, just like he's taking over.
He can't ad-lib like that.
Yes, he can.
I would like to see Kawhi on SNL, but that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back Monday at 9:30 Eastern, but don't go anywhere because the Herd with Colin and Joy starts.
I'm not surprised. Skip, we've heard last year during the recruitment process. Now, Masai Ujiri would not get in and say, look, he's moved on. That's something I don't feel comfortable talking about. Now, it was reported that people close to Kawhi, Uncle Dennis, wanted things.
Dennis Robertson, yep.
That was illegal. It was approached to me, and the Athletic reported that Uncle Dennis wanted the Lakers to guarantee Kawhi part ownership, have a private jet available at all times, a house, guarantee amount of off-court endorsement money. Jeannie Buss told him all of that was illegal. Now, Kawhi comes off as quiet. I don't want anything, I just want to hoop. But what we know, that's not true. Kawhi Leonard, behind the scene, quietly recruited Jimmy Butler, KD, and Paul George. It was also that the reason why Trez and Lou Williams had a problem with Kawhi is that he was controlling the practice schedule. He was controlling when he wanted to play in the ball games. They were being held up from travel because he lived in San Diego and he was being late for the team playing. So this notion that Kawhi, he just wants to do, he's the only superstar that I know that don't want anything. And that is a lie, because we see that it's been a lie, and it's been a lie that's been perpetuated because for some reason we like Kawhi. I don't dislike him, but I dislike the narrative that he's so different than all the other superstars. Now, he might not be as charismatic. He might not talk as much, but he understands.
He's not on social media at all.
At all. But he understands the perks that comes along with being a superstar, and he's taking full advantage of it because Toronto allowed him to have his fiancée or significant other and the child on the team playing. That's not conjecture, that's fact. So we're about to find out what's true and what's not true. Now, this gentleman says, hey, I know Uncle Dennis, I can deliver Kawhi to you, and here are some of the things you need to say in order to make this come to fruition. We're about to find that this thing's about to get real interesting. It's going to get real interesting, Skip Bayless, and you know it too.
I do. So, Johnny Wilkes, who filed this lawsuit out here in L.A. against Jerry West, the great Jerry West, the logo. Highly regarded and respected.
Very.
And should be. And the suit alleges that Jerry West promised Johnny Wilkes, who, by the way, was a basketball teammate of Uncle Dennis Robertson's when the two of them went to Dorsey High School out here in Los Angeles. So that's how they first knew each other. So it comes across in the lawsuit that Johnny Wilkes was actually the agent for the agent.
Yeah,
because
a liaison.
The agent was Uncle Dennis. He represented Kawhi through this whole recruitment process. And I will be the first to acknowledge, and I've said it here on the show, I heard lots of stories, lots of rumors, lots of accusations aimed at Uncle Dennis that he wanted to be a package deal with Kawhi. He also wanted to be taken care of as the agent for Kawhi with his perks. Illegal. Okay. So I have no idea what did or did not transpire in that regard as it pertains to the Clippers. But I will say that Kawhi responded to the lawsuit last night and just shot holes in it and scoffed at it and dismissed it out of hand by saying that Johnny Wilkes and what he alleges had nothing to do with swaying my mind to go somewhere. And he made the point that he grew up, Kawhi did, out here in L.A., obviously in the Riverside area. And out here, people try to find any way to get some money, so he probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here, so he is suggesting that it's another sort of hanger-on that had his hand out within the camp, and that maybe he overstepped his bounds to introduce himself. I think it was at a Clippers game to Jerry West. And I don't know how far Jerry West went along with it. The lawsuit even alleges that Jim Gray...
It better not be no email.
Well, that's the allegation here, is that Jim Gray was at a dinner in Beverly Hills as they were closing, or maybe it was just after they closed the deal. I don't know how Jim Gray is very close with Jerry West.
Jim Gray close with a lot of people.
He is. Well, I know. All of a sudden, he pops up in the middle of this story.